Welcome back, everybody. We're going to go ahead and jump right into it. I'm going to unmute Discord. We're going to find out what's going on with the rest of the party.
Like, we thought that fucking Grimgar was Gertie.
Dude,
Is like...
when you said that Grimgar is dark and I watched the first episode, I was like, you know, that character right there is gonna die. I'm calling it now, about 4 sessions in.
Are you talking about the priest?
Behold, four episodes, my bad. But, lo and behold, he dies, and I'm just like, who called it?
Yeah, but like this one's like...
It's so easy to pick it out. Like, I'm just like, huh, he seems like a respectable guy. He's gonna die.
Yeah, I know. It's like, there's sometimes where you're just like, they need to kill the nice one.
And then there's Berserk.
Yeah, but like this one, it's called Goblin Slayer. Holy shit. Like, it's got rape, and it's got murder, it's got everything. Manga.
So you prefer the adult manga, is what you're saying?
Simon.
Fuck, don't call it that.
Simon is the proper.
I mean, that was already a horrifying phrase, but you just made it worse.
Oh my god.
Yep. But it's silent. But
I don't
anyways.
I don't know. This is different. Yeah.
This is different for me.
Saying them is a very different thing.
I'm not normally on this side of the police.
I have no words for that comment. I would like to let it be known that we do not condone sexual harassment in any form, shape, or fashion.
No, I don't mean like that.
But we still like to make jokes at Jackson's expense regardless of the content, so that was the basis for my joke. Anyway, let's find out what everybody's going to do. So, morn arises, we get the da-da-na-na-na-na as the sun.
Can we spend
comes
hit
up
dice
over
to
the
regain
horizon.
HP?
So is that,
I already mentioned
like,
that. Yeah, go ahead.
Is that what we see as we're scrolling across the corpses, or...?
Yeah, the molten crater of the city that exists now.
Great, perfect.
Because the two grimoires were never supposed to be opened at the same time. And
We're on like a very spindly pillar of earth with the inn on top of it, and it's the only building left in the city.
Yeah, you get the really big zoom out all the way into space where it's just completely gone.
the earth just cracks into like 3 pieces and just floats away from each other. Everybody dies. GG, I really just wanted to never play D&D with you guys again. Hey! I'm just kidding.
Yay, Dragon Age. Let's go.
Anyway. So, yeah, spend your hit dice. Everybody's able to do that. After or before spending them, you regain half them rounded up. Cool. So, you guys wake up, and I think that, you were told that the boat's going to leave, and he's not going to leave without you. But there is at least one of you that has a mission today. So, when does Farron and Chester, when do you guys go back and get your grimoires and or receive payment for them?
Probably once the sun's fully up.
Okay. So yeah, so like around like 8 o'clock-ish or something.
Yeah. Like 8:30.
Sure. Cool. Do you take anyone else with you, or just
Nope.
the two of you go again?
Oh,
I think about inviting Hannibal, but I don't think so. And I do invite Vi this time.
I was gonna say, if you don't invite me, I would be curious enough to just trail you guys if you didn't actually physically invite me. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Half the group together.
So the 3 of you
works.
head off in that direction of the gold order. Morella, roll me an intelligence saving throw.
Oh boy, Jesus. My strong suit.
I know.
Alright. Fuck it, I'm gonna use my inspiration for this, because I
Okay.
feel like I need to.
Okay. You have advantage on it.
Hell yeah, didn't need it.
Cool. Yeah. You get a pretty good night's sleep. Nothing. You don't notice any ill effects of what I just made you do.
So because I was actually going to mention that she doesn't get a lot of sleep. Because
No,
she
I think you
purposely gets up early.
Yeah, but I think you get the sleep that you get is restful.
Yeah, but she does wake up earlier than usual.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
And like more so than like normally, so like an hour or two earlier. So it's probably more so before anyone else wakes up.
Mhm.
And what she does is, I guess, like maybe in like, I wouldn't say in a room. I'd say like somewhere isolated within the town
Sure.
at this time of night. You would see her vigorously train.
Okay. So you just go on Rocky training montage.
Sure.
Okay, cool. So for Hannibal and Arkady, what are you guys doing with your morning? Or do you guys kind of just like pack up the things and head back to the dock to prepare to leave?
Ask Arkady if he's wanting to get, a little morning drunk.
In other circumstances, I might say yes, but with river travel ahead and recent events, perhaps not.
Fine. Well, just heading out.
Cool. So you guys are headed down to the boat. Marilla's training probably, somewhere in the city that's kind of secluded. But the three, probably ill-mannered.
Ne'er-do-wells.
Yeah, the three ne'er-do-wells of the party. Chester and Vi and Farron, you guys head back to the Gold Order estate. And upon your arrival, you see there's a lot less people in the common room and area. But somebody greets you at the door. It's a dwarf you don't recognize. And he escorts you over to the same kind of like sitting den area. The fireplace is roaring, even though it's like a warm day outside. So it may be a little uncomfortably warm in this particular area, but after a few, maybe like 10 or 15 minutes, is there any like conversation that you guys are having while you're in here? Like,
Chester
first of all, does
is,
anyone tell Vi what the hell?
Yeah, I would totally have been like on the way, been like, so why are we here again?
Well, the demons that we kind of fought in them.
Hard to forget. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Chester kind of found some slightly magical books on some of the dead bodies.
Chester pops up over Farron's shoulder, and he does 2 quotation marks with his fingers in the air. He's like, found.
Yeah, found. Mm-hmm.
I would say, Chester, you kept loot from me? Who are you?
Well, I wasn't going to, but then Hannibal told me they were grimoires, and I didn't know what it was. So then I asked Farron yesterday, and yeah, now you're along because of yesterday. Yeah.
I was just like, fair enough.
So yeah, after that conversation kind of trails off, a young halfling, like it's a male halfling. He's maybe like, I don't know, probably like 10 or 12. So even more diminutive than your typical halfling is.
So he's like 2 feet tall.
Yeah, he comes over with like a tray of like biscuits and like some morning tea, and he like begins to like ask you guys if you need anything. He's got a real high squeaky voice like this, and I assume that you guys like take biscuits and your tea, and he bows and departs. Overall, this place has been great to you guys.
Chester has been.
Too bad you've tainted it with your magical grimoires.
Yeah, Chester is very nervously eating all of the biscuits. Anyone that's not taken by or Farron is gone.
One hand shoves the entire thing in your mouth and chews, and then grabs the
Chipmunk
second
style.
one. Yeah, just gets it all up in there. Cool.
Oh yeah,
cookies.
Yeah, exactly. So after that occurs, the halfling woman from the night previous, wearing kind of in general the same outfit. It looks like she's changed the tunic from the like dark gray black one that she had on. It's like a little bit of like a forest green color, but same style. And she comes down, and she's carrying the 2 books under her arm, and she just kind of like drops them on the table, and she doesn't look like maybe she didn't sleep last night. She's got like a little bit of bags under her eyes, and her voice is cracking a little bit as she talks, and she's like, "Well, I did it. Found out what they are. What's it mean to you?"
Thank you. Not much, just how much they're worth.
Low-level spells. Nothing too crazy. It's curious, though. Gnome.
Yeah, gnome. That's where I got them.
Yeah, she looks between you, and she looks at Vi. And Vi, she does the, like, head goes down to your boots, goes back on. She's like, "Nice boots."
Nice robe.
Reminder, she's not wearing a robe. She's wearing like a tunic and then like leather pants that are kind of tight fitting and then leather boots.
Who was the one with the robe?
The one with the robe was the dwarf. The guy dwarf.
Oh, lame.
Yeah. She still says nice robe. Yeah, sure. Yeah. And she's like, yes. Well, as far as what they're worth, perhaps 10 gold apiece. That's what I'll give you.
All right, I'm okay with that. You can have them.
May I ask what kind of spells do these procure?
Well, that's the thing. That's why I wanted to know. Mostly conjuring. Some enchantment, but mostly conjuring. Only 1 or 2 evocations.
Aye, and what do they conjure? Are they minor elementals of sorts, or different natures?
God, I hope it's muffins.
Or
I think she says most of them utility, nothing too fancy. Did find interesting water elemental spell, unusual, different from the normal one.
Yeah, I'm so going to.
Yeah, she definitely seems like she's telling you the truth.
All right, yeah, that's fine. I'll let it go. You know.
Vi won't.
So, what do you say, Vi? Or are you trying to just determine whether or not she's telling the truth?
I don't think I would say anything, but I'm not totally sure that Vi. I mean, Vi's suspicious of everyone, so I mean that's not
Sure.
justifiable. Nope. Apparently not.
God, you guys are wrong for shit.
This is
Chester
totally...
doesn't care at all. He just wants to leave.
Yep. Yeah, so I think that she's like, all right, I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Don't take the books. I'll find you. And she turns around and she begins to walk off. And she goes,
"Don't take the books. I'll find you."
Yep, that's exactly what she said. She goes upstairs and comes back down with like a little pouch of coins. And she tosses it to Chester, just like at your face, basically.
Thank you. And Chester immediately gets up to leave.
Okay. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah, and she probably looks at the group of you, and she's like, "Spending more time in the water?"
I did not understand that sentence at all.
I mean, then your character didn't understand it.
Get fucked.
She talks really fast. It's like it's hard to understand her sometimes.
See, Vi wasn't here for the prior conversation, so she wouldn't.
Right? Yeah. You wouldn't
So
know.
now I don't know like what you said to her or what you didn't say to her. So she really is just looking at them like, what?
Water.
Chester isn't even paying attention. He's
Come
already
in.
walking.
Clothes damp. You have some kelp still on your pants. Clearly, I don't wash your clothes very often. Looks like maybe some stress too. See wrinkles around the eyes.
Lots of stress. Lots of water. I'm leaving. Thank you for the gold.
Was it the lizardmen?
Bye-bye now.
Lizardmen are a problem. I'm thinking about getting rid of them myself, but too many.
I don't know. They looked pretty cool. There was a shaman thing. He casted magic. I'm
Interesting.
leaving.
What color were they?
Green and blue.
Which ones?
Lots of blue. Lots of green. Some purple. Leaving.
I think she just ignores you. You're dead to her, and she looks at the other two, and she's like, "You, one with the instrument. What's your name?"
I am Fallon McCabe, and I
Interesting.
don't think I
McCabe.
quite got your name.
Round Altdorf, yes?
Aye.
Family from up north. Kislev.
You seem
I
to
read a
know
lot of
quite
books.
a lot about me.
I read a lot of books, know a lot of names, know a lot of people, know where a lot of things are from.
Damn it! Wish I missed this person.
I'm totally freaked out because who on earth would actually know me by name in this far south?
I think
What hillbilly knows me?
she kind of like inspects you like a little bit, and she goes, you. And she kind of like sniffs. She's like, you have been touched, yes? You speak to someone, something. No, not right. Interesting.
Vi is incredibly amused. Like, she wants her to try to figure it out because she, like, you know, she doesn't have a last name, so she can't do anything with that even. So she's like, yeah, go ahead. Try your little Sherlocking business.
She kind of like, she like taps her chin. She's like, smell of, what is it? Alteration? Maybe? Perhaps? Don't know. You're a curious one. But, same party, assume same place. Perhaps you got a better look. Big ones. Saurus, they call. What color were they?
Told you. Blue, green, purple.
All three? One of each?
Yes.
Two of each?
Nope.
One of them
Nope.
multicolored?
Yeah, nope. It was a shade of purple. There's one of them. There are 3 green ones. 6 green ones. 3 blue ones. That's it.
Okay. Again, I have to tell you, your friend is very useless. You should look into that. I can suggest some teas that may help. Faraway land, Cathay even. I hear they come in. Very helpful for memory loss. Perhaps you should know. But perhaps you two may be able to better help me. Multicolored? What about their teeth? Pointed? Filed? Natural? Curved? Serrated?
Damn, I really want to
All
talk
of the
to
You
you.
above.
ask a lot of
Holy
questions.
crap.
A lot of questions need answering.
Damn it! Why didn't I go with you?
I think what Vi would do is rattle off a random combination of things that she just said. So,
Okay.
curved teeth, tall, some scales, you know, and then like just the whole thing back to her, just complete bullshit. Damn it.
Roll deception higher than that.
I don't think I can, but I will try.
No, you can. You got a 0 in it now. You got a nat 20 it.
Oh, this is true. This is true. Hey, I got luck. I got all 3 of my luck back.
You
We got
do.
it. No
I'm
problem.
gonna try it.
Bring it. Want to see it happen?
Oh my god, I was so
Oh,
freaking
So
close.
close. It's very
Oh,
close.
I'm doing it again. I'm doing it again.
All right, roll a d20.
Not one.
Oh my god, are you for real?
No, you got it because it goes to the player.
Oh, because it goes to
Yeah,
the player.
no, always
yeah,
goes
yeah.
to the player.
Oh,
Yeah.
sick.
So
sick,
she looks
sick,
at you,
sick.
she nods, and she's like, yeah, interesting. Different. Fun.
You just killed her.
And she picks up the book, and she's like, well, safe trip, downriver.
Bye.
Yeah.
Just
she-
All
gone.
this time,
She
Farron
ignores
has
you.
just
Damn
had
it,
his
you
mouth
guys-
open, just staring, like, what on earth is this woman?
God damn it, Chester! You made me miss my future wife.
What have you done?
Vi just cracks her knuckles and she's like, I liked her. And then just walks out.
Cool.
To be fair, I only caught about 3 words she said in that entire 5-minute conversation.
Isn't that the norm for you, Farron? Or
Hey, would you, like
should
me
hear,
to
Bite Dog.
revoke you of healing spells?
if I recall correctly, I was the one who healed you, saving your life that one time. Just saying.
Okay. So you guys depart the Gold Order house, and 20 gold fancier, Chester.
Man, money today.
Very happy.
Yeah, you guys are getting a lot of money. So, you head back to the boat, I assume, after that journey. Farron
Yes.
just shaking his head as you guys walk. Like,
Still
what the
trying to
shit?
process that conversation.
Yep.
Cool. So you guys get back to the boat and you see Morella probably out of armor, like, sweating a little bit, has arrived as well. And
and she'd make sure she wasn't sweating.
the captain has hired a new Pullman, and also 2 guardsmen to, like, you could tell they're, like, your typical kind of mercenary guys.
What are the names? Because Marilla would have acquainted herself with them.
Yeah, so I think that their names are... Let me just pull up my list of names here that you create. One of them is actually... one of them actually appears to be a half-elf. Just FYI.
Okay.
And his name... he introduces himself as... Connell Verona is what he introduces himself as.
Okay.
I'm gonna bust up my notepad right here. Connell Verona. And he appears to be half elf, part wood elf. You can tell just by, like, the tone of his skin. And then the other one is a human. I wish I could find this easily. This is dumb.
His name is Silas.
No, I think his name, he introduced himself as Jonas. Just Jonas.
Okay.
Oh god, we now have to look out for whales.
Yep. Yeah.
Yes.
In the river. Whales in the river. Cool. So, Jonas and Connell have joined the crew, and the other oarsman's name is probably, let's see here. Rudolph.
Will.
His name's Rudolph.
Okay.
Rudolph. No, Megan, not that Rudolph.
I was like, does he have psychic powers?
Is he also a giant?
Oh.
Is his nose red and glowing?
Yeah.
That's where my mind went.
Yep.
Not to a weird direction.
Does he have antlers?
No, he does not. Cool. So, Rudolph the Polesman, and then Connell and Jonas, the 2 guardsmen that they picked up. And then you've still got Olag and Carter on the boat.
Fucking Oleg. God damn it.
So, you guys begin to... everybody gets there, and, introductions are made, and the captain, is instructing the crew, and they shove off, and you guys are back on the water.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's going to take you 2 days from this point now to get to Averheim via the river. So I'm going to need somebody who hasn't rolled yet to roll me an encounter statement.
Me! Fuck it.
Okay.
No, don't. We need to go with
Fuck
my
it.
grandma.
You need to go back and meet your wife. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So this is kind of a neutral roll. So nothing really occurs. You guys make decent time. The weather is a little bit more blustery. Again, you're kind of in the midsummer portion of the world here. So it's the afternoon kind of storms in this area get kind of bad. But you're actually progressing. The next month, Nachengeheim is, or Nachgeheim is how you say it. Nachgeheim. That month is kind of like it's the equivalent of July. So like it's like the middle point of summer, and then it will begin to come down after that. But probably most importantly, tomorrow, the day that you will be arriving in Averheim, is a holiday. And while these are like the holidays of the Empire, they're celebrated basically in all human lands. And
because why not?
Because why not? Yeah. And it is Geheimstag, which is the day of mystery, where the primary worship is to Mor. It is generally a day where like you'll go visit your ancestors or deceased elders or whatever, because Mor is the god of death. But the god of death operates in this world, as I've described before, much more like he's a very lawful good deity, as opposed to other gods of death and other iterations of things which are very evil deities. He is very lawful. In fact, the worst affront to the god of Mor is undeath. Souls that are not allowed to pass into the next life. Basically Cinco de Mayo. Yeah, actually, that's a good accurate representation.
Or like Day of the Dead, maybe?
Right, yes. So, you will be arriving inside of Averheim on that day. So the day passes, everybody can again, if you're all full health, great. Roll your hit dice if you're not, and then also get your hit dice back, which should bring everybody close, or at least close to, or about to full.
Yeah.
But somebody else can go ahead and roll me a encounters roll. We'll see what you get. All right, Chester. I think
You fucked us.
I think you did it for
A
me,
whale
Chester.
jumps out the river.
Woo! You fucked us.
It's
hope so.
another neutral roll.
Fuck.
So when you guys arrive at Averheim, you probably arrive on like the back of like maybe the clouds are kind of starting to go gray a little bit, and you arrive in time to see all of the celebrations that are occurring on the day. You guys were not delayed in any way, which is great, awesome. Nothing had cost you in the 2 days it takes to get to Averheim. So, upon arrival in Averheim, I will go ahead and do this. Bum, bada, bum. Awesome. So, as you can see here, this is Averheim. The River Ever is obviously where you come. You'd be able to go under the bridge or whatever. And there's a few locations here you can see along the side here. That's where all the major locations you guys need to be concerned about are. So you guys arrive at the docks, and I'll put where the boat is going to be moored on there. Draw a shape. Let's make it this color. So the boat's going to be moored right there. That's the dock that you guys are going to be at. Mm-hmm. Now, when you arrive, Olag says to you guys, he says, I think I'll need to do some business while we're here. This trip, we did agree upon that this was mutually beneficial for both of us. Perhaps a day or so, that's all it'll take. So I can just make some contacts. I do wish to be sailing this part of the river. And nobody, I assume, is just like, okay, cool, yeah, we got a couple days to blow.
A day
Sure.
or day and a half to do whatever.
Ship location. Yep, basically.
And then demon rise for the next 4 days.
Yeah.
Rip.
So, you've arrived, as I said multiple times before. You've arrived at Averheim just in time for the amazing ceremony, Day of Mystery. And first thing you notice when you guys disembark from the boat and head in to kind of see what's what, you guys enter this large courtyard area here. Where you can see that if you look at the side here, there's a large pillar of skulls. Now, this is not an uncommon sight in towns, even in the Empire. Generally, they are considered to be shrines to Mor in general. This one looks like as though it is here permanently, but most importantly, in this giant courtyard area, in the as they call it, the Plenzerplatz. There are just it's like a carnival, right? There's just stalls of great smelling food, and there's like games and stuff, and it's kind of like if you've ever been to a Renaissance fair. This kind of with the atmosphere that's going on right now, and all of it is kind of centered around this large pillar of skulls that sits in the middle, dedicated to the god of death, Mor. And you can see that, like, positioned around it, there are a bunch of priests and priestesses of Mor that are like giving thanks and offering their praise. And everybody that you can see has a it's best to describe it as kind of like a masquerade ball mask, or like a mask or something covering their face or something like that, as they are traveling through.
Oh, sweet! I could actually get one now.
Don't worry, I got you, Hannibal.
You found your people.
I got you, Hannibal. Don't worry. You requested something, I will grant it to you. So yeah, there's like a big festival going on, and you guys, are kind of thrown from this. There's demons being summoned, etc., etc. We get attacked by lizardmen. We do some stuff in a town, and then we arrive at a town where there's a giant festival going on. This town is also the capital of Averheim, the current empire that you're in. You're not in the empire anymore, so the laws are generally the same, but there are some differences. For example, Morella, you probably don't throw any weight around here, right? Like, they'll say, okay,
oh fuck no, I don't.
You're a lady of another land, so cool.
Fuck it.
Arkady, you still have some sway, right? Because you're an ambassador. Your job is to go to different places.
Yeah. What is the relationship between this place and Kislev?
So, between this place and Kislev, everybody has a quote unquote good relationship with the Empire. Between Kislev and Averheim, they're separated by a large stretch of the Empire, so direct communication is probably a little bit sporadic. But generally, if you're in a human civilization or halfling or humanoid civilization that is not evil, outside of the Empire, you probably have fairly good relations with each other, because if the Empire ever decided to be super tyrannical, or there was a particularly bad emperor at any point, it's kind of on you guys to keep it in check. Like, there are times within history where, the emperor has been, for lack of a better term, evil, and, try to do a whole bunch of takeovers and stuff, where the other forces outside of the Empire have had to band together and kind of be like, hey, listen, you're being crazy. Whether it be actual militaristic conflict or just in the political realm of things. So you're probably more revered in Averland than you would be in a regular Empire city, because that relationship is there, not through necessity, but through actual friendship and bonding. But I don't think it's common to have a whole lot of interaction regularly with the Averland people. However, you do definitely probably have a lot of trade deals and stuff, because in Kislev it's hard to actually have well-bred horses, because it's generally too cold and the living conditions aren't the greatest for those beasts for development. Once they're
we had bears.
Right, you have bears, exactly, that you're right on. But bears also, they don't produce as much as horses, right? Bears generally have one cub a year, whereas horses can have multiple foals in the same year. So when bears are in short supply, Kislev probably does business to get some horses from Averland, as most places do. Bretonia is a little bit more stringent with who they give their horses to, because they revere them a little bit more, but since it's the primary form of trade in Averland, it's definitely something that a lot of people are involved in.
And Bretonian horses are sick, terrible, so the heavier horses are better for Kislev.
It's true. Yeah, so you probably have definitely some contacts, but it's how do I describe it? It's one of those things where you'll be recognized and appropriately greeted and treated, but there may not be anything directly that you can interact with like you could in the Empire. There may be some other differences in not laws, but treaties and stuff like that between the two of you.
Okay, so nobody that I particularly need to make contact with, or?
I mean, presenting yourself to the Lord of Averland would probably not be a bad thing, just to show, hey...
Sure, probably is a pretty sweet time to do it in the middle of the festival.
Kislev shows an interest in Averland and wanted to remind them that, everything is awesome between us. Or something like that, something to that effect. That would be part of your task, probably. And yeah, you have a few days to do that, because it's going to be one of those things where what am I saying here? Brain, work with me. It's gonna be one of those things where you guys have the amount of time that you have to take care of your stuff, and then when you're ready to leave, you're ready to leave. But it will be a minimum of 2 days or whatever.
Yeah. And I'm feeling you on the brain not working, Jordan.
Yeah, it's fine.
Jack does that to me.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
So, what are you guys going to do, knowing that you're in town for this festival, and knowing that, perhaps introducing yourself to lords of another land, or at least nobles of another land, might be a good idea for some of you, for political gains?
Yeah, Morello would do that, definitely. When maybe Petrov, mentions that, hey, this is the capital and things like that of Averland.
Some fancy people to meet.
Yeah, he's like, we're going to have to set up some meetings. She'll groan about it, but she'll reluctantly go anyways.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Were any of the paragons from around this area?
No.
Oh, okay. I was just going to see if I could get information.
No, this area was, so relative to it's actually not far away from the Dread Ruins of Mordheim. It's generally a bit closer than the heart of the Empire is. But it's not considered, it wasn't too affected by that particular scourge. Now, plenty of war bands and mercenaries and even some of the military went there, so the potential of them also having stories about the paragons is there. And it's a bit of a different culture than the Empire is in general, but the chances of finding information is about the same as if you were to go to any small town in the Empire, really, or any medium to large size town in the Empire. But as far as whether or not any of them were directly from here, no. They were all from other places.
In that case, there's no real point to here, I'll just hang out.
Okay. What about you, ne'er-do-wells?
Oh, I'm joining the party, if that wasn't already
gotcha.
clear. Joining the carnival, man.
Yeah.
Although I'm not quite as impressed with this carnival as my carnival, but it'll do.
This carnival has much more official backing.
It's probably a little bit bigger since it also is taking up the whole city, but
Mm-hmm.
In my mind, it's just okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is a Renaissance fair, and I'm a minstrel.
Yeah.
I think this was born for me.
Absolutely. All of you see the sparkle in Farron's eyes as he trots off
His
to the...
his spark has returned.
He trots off to the plaza to, enslave the hearts of women with his dulcet tones.
Chester's a very strong change in attitude from when he was in Altdorf, and is constantly scared of everything. So he's leaning up against the castle wall, just watching the party go on, and is slightly crying because he remembers his poor little bird that flew away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What?
What? Chester's had some bad experiences, and
Horrible people are allowed to have feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh.
He needs some downtime. He's worn out.
Yeah, understandably so.
See, unlike the rest of you guys, which are heroes, you're not affected by any of this. No, Chester's super fucked at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Morella's the total hero in this story.
It's not Hannibal, the apparent badass who blew up.
Fuck no, dude! You blew up a house.
Yeah, I know. That was awesome.
I mean, you did kind of fuck everybody on that one.
No, you know what? I've stopped apologizing for that. It was awesome, and I will do it again.
God damn it.
Note to self: don't spend 50 gold on Hannibal's alchemy set.
We never will.
Cool.
I'm raising the money again myself.
So
If you get the money.
You better. Yeah, still haven't paid me back.
right,
No,
exactly.
I didn't pay back shit. That was a gift.
So
it was going to be a gift. Then you blew up our house.
right, yeah, exactly.
You can't say that. You can't go. I don't know. You get a PS3 for Christmas, and then you accidentally blow up the house, and they can't go. Oh well, that PS3 was a gift. Now it isn't. It's still a gift.
I'm pretty sure there are a lot of parents that if they bought their child a PS3 and then the child blew up the house, they would then take the PS3 away.
We don't know that.
Especially if they use the PS3.
If the PS3 wasn't blown up in the process.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, then you can't say that. You know.
To be honest, I just, give up the child, but then, that's
Wow,
sucks.
that's rough. So Morella and Arcady are going to go do
Political games.
some glad handing and mingleizing with the nobles of the area,
Yes, reluctantly.
and Vi and Farron are going to go join the party, and Hannibal. Are you tagging along with Morella and them, or are you like hanging out with Chester, or what are you doing?
You know what? No, I'm gonna hang out with Chester and them.
Yeah,
I haven't
cool.
really.
So, yeah, so you
I
and
haven't really
Chester
hung out with them.
are sitting in the shame corner.
It is a shame wall at this point.
Man, this place is sad.
It's a very comfortable shame wall.
Yeah.
Nice, like, scratchy bits on every brick. It hurts.
Okay. So obviously the most important question for the next minute is, Vi, what does your mask look like?
Oh my god, I've been planning it. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, so she scours the crowd for like, a good couple of minutes. She wanted to pick the right one that she really liked. And obviously
there's a multitude. Some are full face,
Oh, yeah.
some are only the half, like some only cover the mouth, some only cover the top half of the face, like
oh yeah.
and
I'm
they're
sure.
not all because things aren't like mass produced, right? So they're not all like the same style or the same design, and some of them are made out of cloth, some of them are made out of plaster, some of them are actually made out of metal. Some people are actually just wearing like night helmets with like the visors down, because
Are any of them wearing buckets on their head?
there's actually an order of bucket
Jesus
knights.
Christ. I swear to God.
There's actually an order of bucket knights now that you ask. But the
I'm
point,
sorry, I had to. It was just right there. Anyway,
Oh, my
the
God.
yes, I understand.
the point of the mask is to basically put on the face of someone like someone that you care about who has like moved onto more, or like to represent heroes that have fallen, or to represent like loved ones that you once knew. So like for example, like if there's a guy who's like a widow or like has his wife died or whatever, he would have like maybe like an effeminate mask on to show like mourning or like celebrating the death of someone who he loved that was a woman. And that's kind of like the point of the ceremony of the masks in general. Or like the people with knights on their head, like maybe it's a woman with like a full male, like a men's helmet, like steel, because she's honoring like a fallen soldier that she once knew, like her son or her husband or whatever. That would be like the point of the mask. But I mean, you can obviously just get whatever the fuck you want. But I'm giving you context so that because people will interact with you differently based on what it looks
Absolutely.
like and what it is, right?
I think that Vi would try to find a widower's mask.
Sure.
So like one that's probably like veil in
Yeah.
like, and obviously black, maybe some lace. I think that would be a one that she would search for and find, and then just swipe it from an unsuspecting person's face.
Okay, so you're just gonna find like a black veil. Does it cover your eyes, or is it a full face veil?
It's a half veil, so it just goes under my eyes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so just under your eyes. Cool, obviously. Is it like somewhat sheer, or is it like black, basically cloth that you can't see through?
I think that it's sheer, but then it's covered in lace over the top of it.
Okay.
So it's like slightly opaque, so you can see through the like bits of lace. So that then when Vi puts up her hood, you just see her eyes.
Yeah, cool. Awesome. You're wearing basically like, it's like the bandana look, right? Like the...
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
cool.
Hold on, I'll find a picture.
Yeah,
Wait,
I know exactly what you're talking about, but yeah, find a picture.
Is it like a burqa or is it like a bandana?
No, I think it's loose
No,
around
it's
your
like
face,
it's almost
right?
like a scarf. Yeah.
It's
more like a
it's
scarf.
loose around her face, not like
Okay.
tight.
Gotcha.
Farron, what's your mask
Yes.
look like?
So I assume there are actual mask vendors.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's a ton of them.
Yeah, I'm probably going to get a fox mask.
Okay. I think that
No.
is like you're gonna like get one like made out of plaster or whatever.
Yeah, I'm totally happy to actually spend money on.
Yeah, it's only
a
like
full-blown mask.
it's only like a silver piece for these masks. Like it's really not. In fact, no, it's not even probably that much. It's probably like 5 copper, to be honest. They're cheap and like made by all these craftsmen, and they end up selling a lot. So yeah,
They make good money.
So
Yeah.
so like the representation of an animal mask would be could mean 2 things. It could mean an actual like animal that was like trusted. Like if you want to mourn your dog on the Day of Mystery, that's totally something you could do, or mourn your fox in this case, on the like your pet fox or whatever. But it can also mean something more obtuse, like mourning the death of nature, or like mourning like that kind of thing, like just general hippie stuff.
I just wanted to be a cool ass fox.
And that's the deal, right? Like
Because
that's the
he's
deal.
not
Like
actually Kitsune.
if you just want to be a cool ass fox, then you can be. But like I'm just giving you like the example of like what people will assume that you are doing or mourning on this day.
I mean, mourning nature isn't terrible.
Yeah. Or celebrating the circle of life is also like another way it can be interpreted, right? And especially since you are wearing a predatory mask, right? Like fox being a predatory animal, there's probably like you're more celebratory than mourning, right? Like it's more like
totally.
I celebrate the fact of that nature is the way it is, and the fact that like only the fittest survive, etc., etc. Totally something you can do. Morella and Arkady, would you guys acquire masks to like be part of the crowd?
Yes, and
for sure.
oh yes,
Arkady,
Morella would.
Yeah, go ahead.
What mask do you get, Arkady?
He actually goes for. I'm trying to think of a way to describe this. It doesn't sound creepy, but I don't think that's possible. So a child mask.
Sure.
So
It's probably it's like a doll mask, right? Like a it's meant to look young, or someone of
Yeah,
young.
that's what he's going for.
Yeah, no, that's
Okay.
totally, and that's probably pretty common, to be honest. You probably see a couple of them around because it's pretty common for children to just die because
illness and
they get
problems
sick and
things
then
like
there's
that.
no means to heal them. They just die. Like it's not uncommon for children to be the highest mortality rate, like in these times. So yeah, no, that's totally something you can get. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Morella would get a very feminine mask.
Right. Yeah, I think I know where you're going for there. So with the two of you who are going for like more human looking masks, are there any distinctive features on either of them? Like, does it have like a particular shade of makeup around the eyes, or does it have like a particular is it a full mask, or is it like a pull over the head with like an actual wig and stuff, like with actual like horsehair as a wig and in different varying colors or whatever? Like what distinctive features does it have?
It would be a full mask for Morella's, but it also have on the very left-hand corner of the mask a symbol on it.
Okay, and what symbol and specifically? Like, you'd probably have to like
It looks
go to
like a
vendor.
bear claw.
Okay, yeah, I got it.
It seems like it was hand carved, so like the original mask didn't have it, but
you etched it in.
edit it.
Got it.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. What about you, Arkady? Does your child
I don't
mask
think
have
he
any
goes for
distinctive-
anything particularly distinctive on it now.
Okay. All right. Cool. So Chester, I assume you're not participating actively in this event.
I mean, if I see a pretty mask, I'm gonna take it.
Yeah. So
But-
what would like coax Chester into participating? Like what type of mask?
I mean, participating is a bit too far, but if I could just find
Right, but you're all about not standing out, and if you're not wearing a mask, you will stand out currently.
exactly.
Yeah. So it doesn't really matter. Is there any just describe what you filch, I guess.
If there's any like flat, like steel masks that only cover the face and have the eyes open, that's what it would be.
Yeah, I think you could definitely find something like that for sure. So you kind of have that like that tiki mask look where it's kind of, it doesn't form to the face as well as some of the others. It's more like a flat sheet of like thin metal, but it's got like the holes cut out. Does it have any markings or designs on it, or is it like flat,
Nothing.
like iron looking?
It's just flat.
Cool. Yeah. I think that might represent anything metal might actually like go in to represent like soldiers or something like that. But I think that something like that probably more represents a like a apathy to death almost. Like you've put up a shield between you and death. Is probably what that symbolizes a little bit more than like the whole ones that have like the full helms on.
Oh man, that is.
Yeah, I think that's probably what that represents. Hannibal, let's talk about you for a second, sir. So you're hanging out with Chester, and maybe like you see him like acquire the mask, and you know, you're looking for like one that is distinctive and like that you want. So where like maybe you're like sitting, or like maybe you're perusing the stalls, or maybe you're leaning up against something. But maybe at one point you're like leaning up against the wall, and you see something just out of like the corner of your eye fall and land like in the little grassy knoll area that you're sitting next to, and it's a face down mask.
I'll pick it up.
Yeah. So you pick it up and you look at it, and it's kind of effeminate. It's got some feminine features. It's a full mask. It's actually carved out of wood, and it's carved out of bark. And it's kind of got like the edges aren't smooth and shapely, so like the bark sticks up high in one end, and it's all kind of jagged a little bit. But painted on it, like painted with like, you know, just oil paints. So it's like the bark color and then the oil paints. Is the image of a face, and to you it looks exactly like Puck.
I put it on.
Yeah, and when you do put it on, it just feels right. Like it feels like it was meant for you. And like if you look around, like there's nobody, you don't see anybody that dropped it, you don't see anything that could have dropped it. It just seems to have appeared out of nowhere.
I kind of take that in for a moment, and I just walk back.
Yeah. And for the rest of you, if you were to look at like this specific mask, you don't really know what Puck looked like, but it does kind of look, you know, somewhat pixie-ish maybe, maybe a little like a childlike, right, depiction on the face.
What would other people represent it as?
So because it's made out of wood, that is akin to nature. And because it is like a child, it could kind of fall under either, right? It could kind of fall under either celebrating nature, but very different from what Farron's is, because you're clearly maybe a little bit of mourning in there as well. And the fact that it is unfinished, right, is distinctive as well, meaning it has that kind of like deeper rooted, not so much the surface level nature caring, you know, not so much like for example, like the the circle of life like I was talking about, and animals and plants and that kind of stuff, but like the inner troubles, like the deep rooted forces against nature, so like inner turmoil, like emotions and inhibitions and stuff like that, would be representative of what the mask you're wearing is.
Okay, I take off my bandages and I...
Yeah, cool. Yeah, and it forms to your face well enough that nobody can see your crazy stuff going on with your skin.
Yeah, cool.
Cool. Awesome. Excellent.